how did you get that footage of Diddy?
I figured most journalists would not disclose their sources.
If Sean Combs watches this, what do you think he's going to feel?
Like, wow, this is amazing. I think he's going to say this is the best documentary I've seen in a long time. My favorite villain? I kind of like Diddy.
There are no misconceptions about me.
According to recent reports, Beyoncé is allegedly preparing to step back from the public eye. This comes after 50 Cent announced plans to release a second documentary that he says will expose everyone who has ever worked with Sean Diddy Combs. For a long time, rumors have claimed that Jay-Z and Beyoncé were secretly supporting Diddy behind the scenes. Now, it seems that karma may finally be catching up with them. The big question is whether Beyoncé will leave Jay-Z or if she is quietly making plans to exit the music industry altogether. Sources indicate that Jay-Z was aware 50 Cent would eventually come after him, but he reportedly did not expect the type of footage that will be shown in the documentary series. It now appears he realizes it might only be a matter of time before more material comes out, material that allegedly shows him and Sean Diddy Combs having private, behind-the-scenes conversations. 50 Cent has publicly suggested this could happen. According to various claims, he is said to have over 140 hours of footage, which could potentially incriminate some of the most powerful names in hip-hop. It has been reported that 50 Cent and Jay-Z have had tensions between them for years. Jay-Z allegedly tried to push 50's career to the side, efforts that many believe only made 50's comeback stronger. Now 50 appears ready to strike back, and some think Beyoncé could be pulled into the fallout alongside Jay-Z. The way people see the two men has long been shaped by their reputations in the hip-hop community. Critics often accuse Jay-Z of blocking opportunities for others, while 50 is widely seen as someone who lifts up the people around him and helps them succeed. Based on allegations circulating online, Jay-Z was reportedly present at Sean Diddy Combs' so-called freak-off parties, where he has also been accused of being unfaithful to Beyoncé. Some claims even suggest that Beyoncé knew what was allegedly happening and chose not to intervene. A few accounts go further, alleging that Beyoncé was there with Jay-Z and Diddy at those parties. It is also alleged that Beyoncé and Jay-Z were part of a small inner circle that knew what Diddy was doing behind closed doors but failed to take action. Critics argue that instead of confronting the behavior, they enabled it and helped protect Diddy from being held accountable. Many critics say the most disturbing allegation in this entire situation is the claim that Jay-Z groomed Beyoncé from a young age into the person she later became. Gene Deal, a former industry figure, has publicly stated that some people within the music business were aware of claims that Jay-Z and Beyoncé allegedly started their relationship while she was still underage. According to these allegations, Beyoncé may have grown up thinking Jay-Z's behavior was normal. Critics argue that this could explain why she later seemed unaffected by similar claims involving other women. These assertions have not been proven, but they have intensified ongoing debates about power, control, and possible exploitation inside the music industry. Gene Deal added, "I know people in the industry. To illustrate how serious these allegations are considered to be, some critics have gone as far as to claim that Rihanna was among those affected by the alleged power dynamics surrounding Jay-Z, with accusations that Beyoncé enabled that environment. Commentators often cite these claims as a reason why Beyoncé and Jay-Z are said to fear further exposure. According to these narratives, if more information were to surface, additional alleged victims might come forward, which could put both artists under intense public scrutiny. Gene Deal explained that both men understood power, control, and influence long before the public started noticing. In his view, the key difference was visibility. Sean Diddy Combs was outspoken, flashy, and always in the spotlight. Jay-Z, on the other hand, operated much more quietly, moving through boardrooms, working behind closed doors, and surrounding himself with powerful people who could offer protection if problems ever arose. Gene Deal said this is exactly why Jay-Z rarely puts himself in compromising situations. While Diddy built his empire by being everywhere and knowing everyone, Jay-Z reportedly followed a different approach, building influence by limiting access, keeping his distance, and carefully controlling who is allowed into his inner circle. Now placing their trust in Sean Diddy, Combs is being described by some critics as the biggest mistake Jay-Z and Beyoncé allegedly ever made. Various reports and online claims further suggest that Diddy even turned against his own lawyer, pulling him into the growing controversy. Critics argue that Diddy has historically shown very little concern for the consequences faced by the people around him, as long as he himself can avoid being held accountable. Jay-Z is allegedly trying to file a cease and desist order to stop the release of a documentary that is said to focus on him. He and Sean Diddy, Combs are reportedly claiming that 50 Cent obtained the footage illegally. However, counterclaims suggest that 50 Cent acquired the material through legal channels. According to these accounts, 50 knew that Diddy had been recording footage for a documentary that Diddy planned to release at a later time. The alleged turning point came when Diddy reportedly failed to pay his videographer and editor. That created a dispute which is said to have opened the door for 50 Cent to step in and legally buy the footage. There is growing speculation that Beyoncé and Jay-Z could be headed for divorce if the documentary is released. Some claim Beyoncé has reached a breaking point, believing that Jay-Z's controversies and alleged infidelity continue to damage the brand she has carefully built for years. Beyoncé has worked relentlessly to protect her image and preserve public trust. After Jay-Z's past cheating scandal, she chose to stay and rebuild with him. However, according to various insider claims, this moment feels different, heavier, and much harder to move past. Beyoncé and Jay-Z's relationship has been described by some critics as toxic. Jay-Z has faced allegations that he pursued Beyoncé when she was 18, with certain fans accusing him of grooming and later trying to control parts of her career and public life. He has also publicly admitted to past infidelity, which has added to claims from critics that he cannot be trusted. These allegations and admissions have continued to fuel debate and scrutiny around their relationship. 50 Cent recently shared a video on Instagram discussing the second installment of the documentary he is currently developing. According to him, the upcoming release is expected to center on Jay-Z at the same time. Some observers believe Beyoncé may have reached a limit not emotionally but strategically. In the past, staying silent worked, standing beside Jay-Z worked. But if renewed scrutiny over his past decisions begins to affect her legacy and everything she has built, sources suggest she could ultimately choose to walk away. Gene Deal said what surprised him most was how some people started turning on 50 Cent for exposing Sean Diddy Combs and questioning 50's motives. Instead of focusing on holding Diddy accountable, critics seemed more interested in criticizing 50 for speaking out and bringing the alleged issues to public attention. 50 Cent's post starts by talking about a specific person, a man named Neil. This man goes on to say that he heard 50 Cent has additional footage and that this footage could possibly lead to Diddy facing more charges such as witness tampering, obstruction of justice, and more. What is crazy about the name Neil that 50 brings up is this. The other day, Diddy's former chef, Jordan, someone who was a witness during the trial and was about to testify against Diddy before the prosecution pulled back some of its witnesses, literally claimed that Neil Dominique, a former assistant to Diddy, is the one who told Diddy that Jordan had been subpoenaed to the grand jury at the very start of all this. Jordan wrote a long post to Neil Dominique and tagged him in it saying, "I just want to put this out there because I've been debating how I wanted to handle this situation. Now, I don't know you from a can of paint, but I'm really wondering why you decided to tell Sean Combs that I was contacted by the feds. I saw that you wrote him a good character letter too. Come to find out you were actually providing Puff with information on a whole bunch of people throughout the case. So my thing is, why were you so comfortable putting me in danger? Why were you so comfortable putting other people in danger? You provided addresses to him. Were you like a double agent working for the feds and Puff? This is actually crazy." She also alleged that Neil Dominique was approached by the feds as well in this investigation into Diddy because he was a former assistant. Neil has also said that he's working alongside Sean Diddy Combs' son, a detail that significantly reshapes the narrative. If the project were only about revenge or getting attention, working with Diddy's own family would seem contradictory. Instead, it positions the series as something bigger than a personal conflict, presented as an attempt to document events rather than simply target one individual. So the question remains, does Beyoncé walk away to protect everything she has built, or does she stand firm and face the fallout alongside Jay-Z? And if 50 Cent truly has what he claims to have, who could be exposed next? Let us know your thoughts in the comments and make sure you are subscribed because this story is far from over.